In a previous video, I showed how to use DotDB to see the level of development of domain names that contain an SLD that you own. In this video, I want to show you how to get some of that information for free through Domain Academy, as well as some other cool tools there that you can use. So Domain Academy is included free if you have the Domain Investor Pro level of the Domain Discount Club. The easiest way to get to it, it's kind of a long URL here. So really the easiest thing to do is just type in domainacademy.com, and that will bring you to the page on GoDaddy's website here where you can get access to these tools. And then you will want to click Domain Academy Tools at the top. Scroll down to see Research Snapshot. And what you want to do is enter one of your domains here. So I'm going to do shortbread.com. It's one of my sweet domains. And you'll see here on the right, almost immediately, you will see the domains. This is syndicated under license from DotDB. These are the domains that are quote unquote in use, active domains that have shortbread as the second level domain. Now, as I've talked about before, just because it shows up here doesn't mean it's actually active. You need to click through and look at these domains to see how they're being used instead. So, this shortbread.co.uk is actually not being used right now. So the total number here that they're showing as active domains is not going to be the total amount. I should point out over here, it says TLD registered account. This is the number of total domains that have shortbread as the second level domain name. So again, this number here, or this list on the right-hand side, is just a subset of that. These are the ones that are quote-unquote active. And then domains containing the SLD count. So this would include domains like shortbreadonline.com. So the keyword plus something else in the second level domain name. So there's also this startups tab here. I don't know if startups is the right word, but it's showing companies, sites that have this in their name. So Walker Shortbread being, of course, a large shortbread company. And then for sale, this is helpful. You can see how different extensions are listed for sale and for how much. And so obviously I have a buy now of this on $65,000, but let's say you had shortbread.me and you're looking at this here. Well, the .net's priced at $3,500, the EU at $2,700, .de at $2,000. So this would give you an idea of how to price it. A couple other things I want to point out in this research snapshot. So number of Google ads for the word in the second level domain. I don't think this is actually working correctly, but it brings up an interesting point. So what it's actually doing is searching for your second level domain plus the top level domain in quotes. And really, to get an idea of advertisers for the term, you'd want to just search for the term, right? In this case, there are no advertisers showing up. But let me give you an example of a domain that I showed in my previous video, ennui.com. If we search for it in quotes, it actually does bring up something interesting here. And these are domains that have the keyword ennui in it, that are showing up in Google. And so you can get an idea of some of these other companies that might be a buyer. So here's shopennui.com. Here's actually my listing for this domain on saw.com. And then ennui.com. So it is actually interesting to search this way on Google to get an idea of what other domains, what other websites are using that keyword in their second level domain. But if you want to see the total number of advertisers, you just really want to search for the keyword, or if it's a two-word domain. So let's say it's mortgage calculator, since that just popped up. You'd want to put that in quotes, and you can see that there's a sponsor for that. So going back to the investor tools, another thing that I think is pretty interesting here are the Datafinity company data account. So this is showing companies that use that keyword in their name. And then this is also interesting, especially for tech related domains. The GitHub repository account shows how many GitHub repositories have that keyword in it. So in this case, shortbread. So this is another way you can get access to some of that .db data, even if you don't have a paid .db account. I will say, though, that it is limited. You'll see up here you get actually 150 credits per month. And it's also not as easy to do it in bulk as it is on .db. You can't paste in hundreds of domains at once to get that access. So I think for power users, DotDB is still worth the money, but this is a way to kind of test out some of that data and see if it can be useful to you. Hope you found this video helpful.